What would you do if the doctor looked you in the eye and said, "There's nothing more we can do"? Would you give up, or would you believe that God can do what medicine cannot? Today's story is about a person who was given no hope, but discovered that God's final word is always greater than man's diagnosis. Doctors gave up, but God had the final. Say it was one of the darkest days of Michael's life. For weeks, he had been battling a mysterious illness. At first, it seemed like a simple fever, but soon he became weaker. His body could barely move. He lost weight rapidly, and every visit to the hospital brought worse news. After numerous tests, the doctors delivered heartbreaking words to his family. "We've done everything we can. Prepare yourselves." The room fell silent. His wife cried. His children stood frozen. Friends whispered prayers, but fear filled every heart. Michael lay on the hospital bed listening to every word. For a moment, doubt crept into his mind. "God, have you forgotten me?" But deep inside, another voice reminded him of the promise in Jeremiah 32:27. "I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me?" That night, instead of giving in to fear, his family gathered around his hospital bed. They held hands. They read scripture. They worshiped softly. And they prayed, not a perfect prayer, but an honest one. "Lord, the doctors have reached their limit, but we know you have no limits. We trust you with Michael's life." Days passed. Nothing changed immediately. In fact, there were moments when Michael became even weaker. Some people quietly told the family to accept reality. Others said it was time to let go. But they refused to stop believing. Every day they declared God's promises. Every day they thanked him before seeing the miracle. Then something unexpected happened. One morning, Michael woke up feeling stronger. His appetite returned. His breathing improved. The nurses noticed the change. New tests were ordered. When the results came back, the doctors stared at the reports in disbelief. The infection that had overwhelmed his body was disappearing. His organs were recovering. Every day his strength increased. A week later, the doctor who had once given up walked into the room with a smile. "I honestly can't explain this," he admitted. "Your recovery doesn't match what we expected." Michael smiled through tears. "I know the explanation. God had the final say." A few weeks later, Michael walked out of the hospital on his own feet. The same hallway where people once expected him to leave in silence became the place where nurses clapped and celebrated his recovery. His testimony spread throughout his church and community. Whenever people asked what happened, he never denied the doctor's efforts. "They did everything they could," he would say. But when human ability ended, God's power began. His story became a reminder that faith isn't pretending problems don't exist. Faith is believing that even when circumstances look impossible, God is still working behind the scenes. Today, Michael continues to live with gratitude, knowing every new day is a gift from God. Because sometimes the doctor's report is not the final report. Sometimes the final word belongs to God. Moral lesson: if you're facing sickness today, don't lose hope. Seek medical care, pray faithfully, and trust God through every step. Miracles don't always happen the way or in the timing we expect, but God is always present, giving strength, peace, and hope. Remember, when people say it's over, God can still write a new ending.